cut. Hey guys, it's Dan with the Crayon Brotherhood. And if you watched my last video, you seen me do the wiring for the heater, the diesel heater. So I got that wired up and everything, but in the beginning of the video I was talking about this guy right here. It's a USB and then a 12 volt cigarette lighter plug and a switch to cut it on and a 12 volt reading right here. So we're going to be going over this and installing this today. And I don't know if I'm going to keep this switch right here. It's on there. I ordered this other one. It's also got a 12 volt reading on it. So, and another USB and two USB-Cs. I don't know if that's going to show up or not. So I may be replacing this. It's got a power button on it as well. So I may replace this one with this and then put another USB here. So I've just got bukus of power in the back for usage. So I haven't decided if that's what I'm going to do. It's not very hard to wire up. You just wire into the switch, from the switch back and forth to your switches here, or your plugs. So it's not going to be that big a deal. But I am debating on replacing those two with this one and another USB that I got. So let me get all this broke down and we'll go from there with it. Alright guys, so I got all the switches, the switch and the plugs out of here. And as you can see, this is where it's going to go, right here. You can see it don't quite fit, so we're going to have to trim some of the bed out for that to fit in there, which is not a big deal. But just know, if this is the route you're going to take, it's something you're going to have to do. And if you're not comfortable doing it, take it to a shop and they can do it, I'm sure. But it's not going to be that big a deal, so I'm going to get to work on that. I'm going to dry it up and trace it out and everything to what I got to cut out. And I'll bring you guys back for that. Alright guys, so I am going to take my tailgate loose, because it just makes things so much easier. Take it loose from right down here on one side, on the other side, and then you got this anti-theft plate right here. It's got to come loose. And I believe, I'm not sure about that one, I can't see it good yet. This one right here is like a T45, so it's nothing crazy. You just take it off so you can take the tailgate off and you're not having to lean across it. Makes it a little bit easier. Be sure, you can see me, be sure to hold it when you take your second bolt out. You don't want it just dropping. No, it is not a T45. It is a T40. All this plate here is keep people from taking your tailgate with it unlocked. You raise it up about a 45. You can see that. Boogered up. Hi guys, let me cut this light off. So once you get the bolts out of the side, don't forget to unplug it. It's got a Canon plug and what looks to be like an antenna of some sort. I guess there's an antenna back here, or maybe for your remote or something. I don't know. But after you get that unplugged, you just, oh, let me cut this off. Show I'm blinding with that. Didn't see him in there now. Pick it up at about a 45. work it out. Be sure when you set it down, either set it flat on its back. Oh, I'm sorry, too close. Be sure when you set it down, make sure it's either flat on its back or leaned against something where it won't slide out and fall. I almost did that, so don't do that. But alright, we're gonna get back to this. Alright guys, I got it traced out. So it pretty much all fits inside the big box there. So I'm going to just cut from inside, top of the line to top of the line, make a big box, and it should fit just fine right in there, hypothetically. So I'm going to use this little saw here with a metal and it's all-purpose blade, but that's what I'm going to use to try to cut it out. If that doesn't work, I've got a jigsaw and a cutoff wheel, all kinds of stuff around here, so I'll figure something out to get it cut out. But I'm gonna start with this thing and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, let me cut this thing off again. So that little thing there made pretty short work of that. Kind of surprising how well this little guy cuts. So we're gonna fish this out, see if I can get y'all an angle on it of some kind. I think y'all can see it, and we'll try to cut it from there. Okay, little dude does real good, cuts real quick. It's a little crooked. I got a file and some sandpaper and all that stuff I can true it all up with if it's not going to work, but we'll have to see. So I'll bring y'all back when this is done. Alright guys, I know this is a fashionable look. These lights are pretty handy though. So I had to cut out a little more than I wanted because I didn't account for the bolts on, or the big screws that holds these in on the back. That's my fault. But I did get it all on there, and that's what it's going to look like. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm going to go find a piece of rubber or something, I think, and put behind it to keep from water running down behind it, like a little gasket of some sort. I'll make something and sandwich that in between there too, so that'll help. But yeah, all I got to do now is actually drill the holes, put the little screws in, and wire it in, and we should be good. So I'll bring y'all back here in a minute after I see if I can find a piece of rubber for this thing. Alright guys, so I found a piece of rubber out there. It actually come out of one of the Apache cases, so it's actually blue, so that worked out. It's not perfect, but it'll seal it up and keep everything from running in behind the bed. So not a lot of water gets back there. I've had this thing in some pretty deep water and mud, and it's pretty clean back there, so I'm not too worried about stuff getting behind it. So we'll battery keeps down on this thing, and it's saying it's 50%, so I don't know what's happening with the camera. But I got the blue thing on there, and I just put 2 bolts in it for now to kind of hold it, get it started, and now I'm gonna wire it up and all that, and I'll try to figure out what's going on with this GoPro. It's got 50% battery, and it keeps saying low battery and shutting off. I don't know. But the blue gasket come out of the Apache case here, and I just cut it up to fit the back. So actually I think it's going to look pretty good. I've just got 2 screws in it right now until I wire it in. I don't want to keep taking it in and out, so I'm fixing to wire it up here in just a minute, and I'll bring you back for that. But right now, I mean, it looks decent. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I could have cut the gasket probably a little straighter, but it's going to work, so that's all I need it to do. So we'll clean this up, and I'm going to start wiring it up, and I'll see y'all here in a minute. Alright guys, this little kit I got, it comes with a little wiring diagram. It's really simple to do. The wires come pre-made to plug in. Just follow the diagram, real simple. I don't know why they gave you this extra hot, because your hot coming in, you'll use this ground, but your hot coming in to go to this switch right here. I don't know if it is showing up, but that's where your hot coming in is, or it'd be constantly hot if you just tie into this one. So I'm not sure why they did that, so I'll just cap it off, put some heat shrink on it, call it good. But yeah, I'm going to get this all extended and wired in, and then I'll bring you guys back for that part. Alright guys, so I got it all wired up. Like it's supposed to, that's what you should have. And I put some heat shrink on the end of that just to cap it off. I nipped the tip off of it and then put the heat shrink on there to just cap it off so it's not rubbing on anything or anything like that. I'll probably zip tie it, like cramp to itself, something like that, before I put it in there. But yeah, that's so far the finished product. So I'm going to actually make the long part that goes through the bed and under the bed and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm fixing to do right now, and I'll bring you guys back here in a minute. Hey guys, in case you missed the last video on the on the heater, on how to make a little wire harness, chuck it up in your drill, tie off the other end, and just pull it kind of tight, not too tight, and just let it spin. And there you go. You got a nice little 2-wire harness. Just a little tip. Hey guys, I know it can be a pain and a little on the expensive side to buy this loom that goes over your wires, but it just makes for a much cleaner install. So keep that in mind. I think this stuff is like $21 for 10 feet. So it is pricey, but it cuts down on abrasion on your wire and everything like that too. So just keep that in mind. Alright guys, so is this thing foggy? Oh no, it's just the light. So I got the wire ran from the battery all the way up here, or back here. I took the inner fender lining out and ran it up and over to back here. So that's how I ran the wire. And you just connect it like, you know, any other battery, positive, positive, negative, negative. Be sure to put a fuse in there, like a 25 amp fuse in between somewhere. So don't forget that. It comes with one, but it's weird. It's not a common fuse, so I'm not going to use it. I'm just using a regular 2-prong fuse. So just keep that in mind. It is something you're going to have to buy extra if you want regular fuses. So just keep that in mind. Not a big deal, just an extra expense. Alright guys, so I got it all wired in, buttoned up, and it's a moment of truth. So let's see how this thing does. Look at there, it's working. Alright, so, oh, dang it. Ain't showing. I'll plug my phone in. See how it works. Look there. It's charging. So happy with that. It's got the bolts on there, and being it's tied to my alternator through a continuous duty relay, it should go up when I start the Jeep. So it's working, charging the phone, got a readout of everything. So I'm gonna get this all buttoned up, get the tailgate back on, call it a day. I gotta start packing and getting everything ready for the trip this week. So I hope this helps some of y'all. I'll put the links to these in the description, so keep an eye out for that. And I appreciate y'all watching. If you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button, comment, and it helps the channel. It's a young channel and it really helps get the algorithm going. So I appreciate you guys.